So let's look at the some knee bar mechanics, okay, and some different ways we can get to this position. There are many. We could step over from like a top side half guard position. Like if I'm here, if I hit a scoop, I could come across, bring my knee across, and essentially we're entering into knee bar territory here, right? We could fall down. I could you could be here and I could have my partner standing, from the bottom. A lot of the time I do like inversions from Kiss of the Dragon. So I go in, remove my hook, and we end up in this position. So what I could do is fire my other leg through and start attacking a knee bar here. Let's just turn. I could leave my leg in and start attacking knee bars on the other side, right? Anytime we get into these configurations, we're attacking a knee bar. So I think the best way to illustrate the mechanics of the move, I'm just going to get you to put your hands on the floor, show the camera your sweet ass. Okay, so look, this position. You're going to find this position a lot when you play legs. Another time you'll find this is the backside saddle, right? So we get to these variations here. Now, let's just talk about the mechanics for a sec. When we're here, I mentioned earlier the corkscrew, right? So what that is me just turning my knees down. When my knees turn down, it sort of puts a wedge into the side of Karn's knee. And if you notice the shape of his leg right now, his right hip is getting internally rotated. So it's very useful for me, right? Like it's resembling a backside 50-50. Thing about backside 50-50, because of the nature of the position, I'll just take my leg out here. When Karn tries to like rip his leg straight out, just pull your leg, it gets stuck because his hip isn't meant to twist like that, right? So if this leg could be straight like this, now he could just pull his leg out. But because I've created rotation on his hip, he needs to now spin. He can't just pull his leg out. So this is useful for us from this position. Now we could go locked legs. If I was going to finish a knee bar from here, I would lock my legs. But the intermediary position we can use is actually open legs, foot on the hip. And I bring my knee closer to me. Why? Because it creates a strong wedge on the side of Karn's knee. Another thing I don't want is I don't want a giant gap in this position here. Okay, I want to almost extend my leg and have it kind of going right up the middle of the butt, kind of in line with his spine. Okay, so this is kind of the position. Now the last thing I need is where do I put the end of the lever? If I put this foot on this side, then I lose that internal rotation. We're probably going to end up in like an outside ashy. So he'd turn his knee to the ceiling. Look, we're now forced to go to outside ashy. But if I could bring the foot to the other side of my center line, now when he tries to pull his leg out, or if he tries to turn his knee up into 50-50, can't do it, okay? Because a lot of the time what will happen is guys will go for knee bars here, their knees will be facing up, they'll be locking up a knee bar, and then the person will spin. You're going to end up in either 50-50 if the foot's on this side or outside ashy on this side. Okay, it's very common. So how do we do that? How do we deal with that? We mentioned before, let's go back to the position. We apply a wedge sideways, like a side knee bar. If I look at it just like an arm bar and I start to go straight up through his knee, I'm wedging my legs nice and tight. He can now rotate. He's rotating. I lose everything. We end up at best in a 50-50 or an outside ashy. I don't want that, right? I lost everything. So what we're going to do is take the end of the foot, and I recommend just grabbing it like so. Grab the heel, grab the toes. So we control the long end of the lever, we control the short end of the lever. Then I'm just going to pass the foot to the right side of my center line, pretty much putting the right foot on my shoulder area. But I don't want it close to my body. I want his leg bent. Okay, if I bend his leg, now I have more control than a straight leg in terms of rotation. So I'm here, and I just bring my right knee to my chest, and that puts a wedge here. So now we just do a stress test with our partner. We ask our partner, can you pull your knee out? Go ahead. Can you spin into 50-50? Right? So if I do my job right and his leg looks like this, it's going to be hard for him to do anything aside from roll. So he kind of has two options here, right? And this is where it gets interesting. I'm going to use this knee bar threat to go into a heel hook option. So the first thing I might do is put some heat on this knee bar. I might lock my legs as long as my knees are corkscrewed, turning down like so. I'm going to be able to apply my side knee bar. If he doesn't do anything, he just gets knee barred from here, right? Now what he could do is he could turn his knee in and put a bend in his leg. This takes away my ability to knee bar, but it allows me to get my inside heel hook. And then from here, I just roll belly down and we finish. Or if he rolls the other way while the heel hook is on, we just go in and finish the heel hook. Okay? Let's say I don't have a heel hook in play. let's say I'm just here. If he decides to spin to his right, go ahead, just spin to your right, this way. I just lock my legs, put the toes on my head, go rear naked grip, pull my heels to my butt, and just finish a standard knee bar. Maybe he realizes the knee bar is coming and he turns back the other way. That's fine. We just follow him. We bend the leg, chase the heel hook. Okay? So we can play this dilemma game where we can go knee bar, heel hook, knee bar, heel hook. As he's defending one, the other one opens up for us. So if he falls like this, I don't have a heel hook in play. That's totally fine. I just make my grip and I can go in and finish the knee bar. Okay, I also want to talk about just rotation of the foot. When we get here, there's going to come times where your partner will spin this way and then try and turn away from you. So if he tries to turn that way, that's fine. Go ahead, turn that way. I pull his foot towards me. So I'm pulling the toes towards me and I try and prevent his foot from pointing down. I keep it in dorsal flexion like so. So I'm here. He tries to turn away, he'll get locked out. If he tries to go the other way, if he tries to spin back that way, go back that way, Karn, where we started. Then what I could do is control the heel and pull down. So now it'll be harder for him to go that way, and then we can go in and get our knee bar. Okay, we're pinching our knees, pulling our heels to our butt. I like to have my leg here right on his butt crack, and then I reinforce it. This feels very secure to me. But if I do lose it, if he starts to come back up into base, not the end of the world, let him come up, and then just put him back into this intermediary knee bar position. Right? You notice the rotation of his hip. My knees are facing down, and his leg is very bent. Okay, so now from here, I just want you guys to play with this a little bit. You're not sparring, but he's just going to do his best to try and pull his leg out. He's going to try and hide his heel. He's going to try and hide the knee bar, and I want you to get a submission. I don't care if it's the heel hook here, the knee bar here, or the knee bar if he rolls to the other side. You chase it, you're here. He's trying to clear himself. He's trying to pull his leg out, not working. He tries to spin in the other direction. We follow. He tries to pull his leg out, right? And we have him nicely wedged. And we can always go in, turn our knees down, get the heel hook or the knee bar. Okay? So I'll just show, if you need an entry, you don't need to do an entry. You can just start from that position. But a great entry that I find works a lot is Kiss of the Dragon, because I have one leg in, one leg out. So I can go upside down, boom. I'm right here. If I just put his hands on the floor by kicking him, we're right in our knee bar position. Okay? I could do Kiss of the Dragon. I'll go this way. I could do Kiss of the Dragon, remove my leg, and put the other one in. Let's step over here. So as I go in, watch how I switch my legs. Okay? Now again, I've entered a knee bar position. And again, look what I'm always doing when I'm playing guard and entangling from the bottom. Double trouble as best I can. Hands go to the floor. We go right in to our intermediary position. Okay, he tries to spin, he tries to move. He's locked out nicely. Look, chase. If we turn, he's getting broken here. He might sit to his butt to try and relieve some more pressure. We just finish face down right here. Okay, questions on that? Let's play with this a little bit, okay? Ready? 1, 2.